What's good, everybody? Corbino here, and I am very, very sad. I recently had to quit TMNT. Last issue I read was, I think, 126. It's the issue the punk frogs are introduced. I've been meaning to make this video for well over a year. I mean, at least a year and a half, because I was still at my old job, and I remember I was out at lunch when I finally realized I have to take TMNT on my pull list. I've made videos. I think it's called, I made a video called Top 10 Franchises That Made Me a Geek or something. Ninja Turtles was like number one, number two. And I love the Ninja Turtles. I love them. I mean, lordy, I cannot look around my Geek Room right now and not see TMNT. I'm seeing it on the video games, the comic books. I'm seeing it on the bookshelf. I'm seeing it action figures, posters. Like, I love TMNT. I do. I mean, lordy. The TMNT comics, when I started reading comics, the first comic book I ever read, to my memory, is Runaways. And that's a whole video for another day. But Runaways got me into comics. And then, I'd pick up random comics here and there. My mom would find a random comic here and there, and I'd read them. It'd be a random issue 18, maybe an issue 1. They would never be together. I would just read them because I thought they were cool. But finally, my mom discovers a comic book shop here in town, Asylum. You guys have heard me talk about it. This is 2011. This is the first comic book shop I'm going to ever in my life. She says they're having free comic books. I never even heard of that. I go, and I see TMNT by IDW. I think the first 2 issues are out. And I snag them. And that book has been on my pull list since then. And I have never been able... No, this is the only book that since 2011, when I first started reading comics monthly, has been on my pull list. Over a decade. And, that's also partially because of Marvel and DC canceling, rebooting, relaunching, going back to number ones. Because, Miles Morales has been on my pull list since 2016. But we've had so many relaunches, hiatuses, and that's also not the beginning of, I guess it was the beginning of Miles Morales in the main 616 universe. But still, you know what I'm saying. The Walking Dead and Invincible, and now Deadly Class that's coming to an end, is the only comic book ongoing series, which obviously they were ongoing, now they're coming to their ends, or already. Invincible and Walking Dead, that was 2003. Deadly Class was 2014, I believe. By the time I discovered all of them, they're well into their runs. So I never got to start with issue 1 at the comic shop and have them in my pool the whole time. Yeah, there's a few Image comics that I still have right now. Oblivion Song has 1 more issue. But every other series has been canceled, and just been taken away, whether it's indie or the big 2, except for Ninja Turtles. That's the one that has been in my pool list since day 1 for me. And I've never wanted to take it out. Never. I never thought I would. It had Kevin Eastman back writing it. It had all these great spin-off miniseries. We had TMNT Universe. We had the Turtles in Time. I don't know if that's exactly what it's called, but Turtles in Time. We had Mutanimals, April and Casey, Secret of the Foot, History of the Foot, the crossovers with Ghostbusters, Power Rangers, Batman. So many, all of them great. Some better than others, but all of them have been great and spectacular in their own ways. Oh my gosh, we've done some crazy, awesome, dope in this series. We've had 100 amazing issues by Kevin Eastman and various great artists. Some artists that have been brought onto the book, I have been like, not feeling. But overall, it's been quality art, quality writing. We get new characters, old characters. We get characters from 2012, from 2003, from the 80s, from the OG comics, amalgamations of other characters, you know, just, it has everything a TMNT fan could want. IDWs TMNT has been nothing but amazing. And then issue 100, Splinter dies, Shredder's resurrected, fuck, whoop, like I don't cuss on here, slightly later that year, when after issue 100, because of delays and crap, we find out Krang is like now controlling Leatherhead. The Baxter Stockman is running for mayor. April and Casey broken up. Jennica has just become the fifth turtle. Hell yes. Casey and Jennica aren't together now. Hun's dead. Casey has to run the Purple Dragons. Hobbs mutated half of New York. So now we're getting new mutants, you know. So many possibilities, which we have gotten Mona Lisa. We just got Punk Frogs, Toka and Razor, some others, some new, some old. And oh my god. Issue 100, it was garbage. First few issues, I need to reread them. First few issues after issue 100 were probably alright enough. But for a while, because how the book is published, it puts Eastman's name first. And then it has Campbell's name, the new writer of it, Sophie Campbell or something. So myself and probably others, you know, obviously others caught on quicker than I did. But myself, I thought Eastman was still writing the book because his name was front and center. And the book just was going downhill. I was like, man, this is not very good what's going on, Eastman, you know. But he's been writing for years. I mean, he first made the Turtles back in the 80s. So, like, maybe he's getting bored with it. He doesn't want to do it. Which, I don't know exactly why he stopped writing. Turns out he's just a story consultant. And the writer is someone named Sophie Campbell. Never heard of her. Oh my gosh, first off, I was starting to hate Kevin Eastman. I was like, what the... He is ruining this amazing series. He's ruining these characters. And I couldn't understand why he was doing this. And it wasn't... because it wasn't him. I was on YouTube one day and someone was making a video similar to this. How they love TMNT. And because of Sophie Campbell, they had to drop off. And that was like at 1:16 or something like that. And I was like, whoa, what? Kevin Eastman's not writing? No, that's not right. And then I looked at the book, and it says Sophie Campbell's the writer. So now I'm going back to see when Kevin Eastman left. He left at 100, did not know it all. And I'm like, holy crap. That's about when I started realizing this is going downhill. Oh my gosh, I should have... The last issue I picked up was Punk Frogs. That should have kept me on the book, guys. That should have kept me there. No, it didn't. I don't even think I read the last 3 or 4 issues that I got. I think I skimmed them because of how bored I was with it. Mona Lisa appeared. That should have brought me in. No, it took me out. We got introduced to a new pig character. Took me out. The only character I think I like that's been introduced newly, like, since issue 100, is Lita, the little white albino turtle orphan thing. And we even see her time travel. That quick time travel story arc was the only part I've liked about this, like, soft reboot, relaunch thing. Because it's still, you know, we're at 126, something like that. But now, it's called, like, when you're going to buy the graphic novels, it's, instead of just IDWs TMNT, it's IDWs TMNT Reborn, and it's starting back at Volume 1. I think we have Volumes 1, 2, I don't know, a couple of them. Oh my gosh, Reborn has been garbage. Toka and Razor are here, guys. I should be excited. No, I was not. And I'm sorry, I don't know if it's been the same artist since, she took over, but the artist is very good. And I truly hate talking down on artists, especially comic book artists. But people ask me all the time, Corbin, you can draw, you can make art. Why don't you illustrate the comic books you want to do instead of waiting around for somebody? It's because I know, I can do some art here and there, some better than others. But I know it is nowhere near good enough to be the illustrator of a comic book. I don't want to have to hurt people's eyes. And I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. The art in the last however many issues is just not good. They all look, some of the times, they look like the freaking puppets. The humans do, at least. The puppets from Mr. Meaty from Nickelodeon, which I still have nightmares from that show, so I don't want to see that in my comic book. The turtles have always looked pretty distinct in this IDW run, even without masks. No, I can't tell who any of them are anymore. And guess what? They never wear their mask. I'd be okay with it if I knew who was who, but these turtles never wear their mask. Now there's Jenica, a fifth turtle, who looks just like the rest of them. And if they wear their mask, they're around their necks. And it is just, oh my gosh, guys, I have been trying. I really have. I've been trying. She has ruined TMNT. When I messaged Asylum Comics and said, hey, I think I did this right after Christmas, right around the new year, whenever issue 126 came out. And I messaged and I said, hey, I'm going to take TMNT out of my pull list. And they're like, I thought I'd never see the day. Because I've been reading it since they first met me, since I first came into that store. The amount of TMNT stuff I've bought from them, the shirts and the everything that they've seen of, it makes no sense that I'm dropping TMNT from my pull list. That shouldn't even be a possibility. Should it? No, it should not. And it's just ridiculous. And what makes me even more mad is the only reason I almost dropped off, I was like, because I discovered it. Yeah, it was 116 when I finally realized it wasn't even Kevin Eastman anymore. I was like, holy crap. I'm going to give this girl a few more issues. I'll go to 120, make it nice and even. I was like, alright, I'm ready to drop off at 120. But you know why I stayed on? Because of the ninja notes in the back of the book. Those have been a staple since issue, well, I don't know, early on, And it's just the, fans writing to the creators of the books. Every book well, not every, but a lot of comic books have it, And I normally like to skim them and read them. But literally, the reason I continued after issue 120 is because people started writing in about how they are these huge TMNT fans since day one. And they are dropping because of Sophie Campbell. I would say each issue had at least one negative letter. One had two. And it was always, oh, I'm sorry you're feeling this way. We got some great stuff coming. Just hang on. Oh, I can't believe you feel that way. We got some cool characters coming. And da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, but that's not enough to keep saying that you got cool things coming. It's not enough to bring back old characters from the movies and cartoons that we haven't seen. It's not enough to make new characters. It has to be good. It has to be done good. And I literally was keeping on because I was enjoying reading the ninja notes, seeing what people were saying. Because I was like, this is all so true. I can 100% agree. I ended up writing. I think I've written to Champions and Runaways just because they were like the quick little Twitter ones that they can add in. And a few of mine got into the Champions books. But I don't think I've ever fully written a letter in. And I wrote, an email to Ninja Notes, probably 2 issues before I dropped off. And at issue 126, they didn't even have Ninja Notes anymore. Just not in there. Nothing. I went and looked on the TMNT social media. I went and looked on the IDW social media. I couldn't find anything about getting rid of Ninja Notes. If you guys can, please let me know. But Ninja Notes is no more, and I assume it's because of all the negative letters they kept getting. They weren't getting good ones. They weren't getting cool, constructive criticism. It was just people shitting on the book. because it is garbage now. And I was like, I doubt mine's gonna be, you know, published. But I was like, maybe I'll stick around until a couple more issues, see if mine gets picked up. Doesn't even matter. They drop Ninja Notes. They drop Ninja Notes. I drop Ninja Turtles. That's literally what finally made me decide. I didn't want to do it. I did not want to do it. At 116, before 116, I realized something was off. 116, I figured out what was going on. I gave them the 120 to fix it. They didn't. I stuck because I liked seeing that other people felt the same way as I did, and I wasn't crazy. At 126, they took that away. And now, apparently, are we in March now? So probably soon. I'm not positive. It may have already happened in that book. I didn't pay attention because I do not give a shit. My girl Venus de Milo, y'all know I have love for her. It's a very guilty, geeky pleasure, the love I have for her. She's my girl. Got her action figure. I got some art of her. I got, her Next Mutation complete DVD set, her VHSs. I love her. I have a soft spot for her because I loved the show as a kid. I know she was a terrible addition. During the short time travel arc, the only part I've actually kind of liked of this whole Turtles Reborn era, there's a quick cameo of her, and it did get me very excited. But literally, when I just saw the news that she is now in the book, I literally was about ready to message Asylum and be like, hey, yo, actually, let me hop back on. But I was like, no. Venus is already a crappy character. And with what they do to amazing characters, maybe they do the opposite. Maybe they make her amazing. But I doubt it. I figure she's already a crappy character and they're going to make her even worse. To where I don't even have a nostalgic love for her. I might, if I see it in one of the comic book auction groups on Facebook and I see someone selling the issue she appears in, I'm going to snag it if it's the right price. But I can't go back. Maybe if Sophie Turner leaves, but at this point, I don't understand why they've kept her. I don't. I'm sorry I didn't really go too in depth with why, what's going on, but seriously, guys, take my word for it. It's gone downhill, and if you have been reading IDW, or even if you dropped off IDW and you tried to come back, it's like, no, I'm sorry. They need to get rid of Sophie Campbell. They need to get rid of whoever the artist has been, however many last issues. I don't know if Kevin Eastman doesn't want to do it anymore, then don't make him. Maybe bring him back for a nice finale. Maybe he doesn't want to do that. Maybe he's been too busy with Last Ronin. I don't know. But just end it, guys. Just stop. Yeah. Till next time. Please quit.